Are you ready to rock the universe? The holidays are coming, and we are honored to welcome Lora Sauls to the podcast to talk HHN 30. This is episode 474 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back again. We are so glad you're here, because without you being here, we'd just be talking to ourselves.
Which is what we've been doing for an hour.
Which is what we've been doing for the past hour. Yes, we have. Also, that voice doesn't exist because he hasn't been introduced yet. Sorry. So, introducing that voice you just heard, I have with me Lee.
Hello, everyone.
And the illustrious Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
How are you guys doing? Even though we just spoke about it for an hour.
Literally an hour.
Yeah, doing all right.
Good.
Still kicking.
We're not talking about the other one at the moment. She's doing something mousy.
She's on a rap boat right now.
You get a trap for that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
She's going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks when she gets back, not because of COVID, but because she was on a boat with the Mickeys. So.
Dirty.
Well, I know.
Wow.
She's not here. She won't listen either, so it's fine.
I'm going to tell her.
That's true. That's very true. All right, let's start things off with some little things with Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski, author of the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando. I hope you missed me while I was away, because I'm back with a big list of little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. I was out of town and had to miss the opening weekends of Halloween Horror Nights, but I've gotten a chance to experience the event, and here are a few little things from around Horror Nights that you might want to know about. The first is that if you have a Premier Annual Pass and you are planning on using the free ticket for Halloween Horror Nights that's included with that, make sure you leave yourself a little extra time getting into the park. I tried to arrive right around 4:30 and go directly from the front gate to the Stay and Scream area, but I discovered that you have to leave 5 to 10 minutes after you scan your Premier Pass at the front entrance before it will allow you to scan in to the Stay and Scream areas. So I wound up waiting in line for Stay and Scream and then having to get out of line while waiting for my pass to reactivate. And believe it or not, during Stay and Scream, those 5 or 10 minutes can make quite a difference.
I'll bet.
Speaking of Stay and Scream, I did the Stay and Scream zone around Central Park and the Simpsons area. I can't necessarily recommend the Finnegan's area because that gets extremely crowded and it's difficult to access the food and drink because there's so many people. But over at Simpsons, you have pretty good access to bathrooms and also restaurants. At least on the night I was there, Beetlejuice is the first queue that fills up for Stay and Scream. So unless you're one of the first people into the Central Park zone, you might want to instead line up for Haunting of Hill House like I did. I waited about 45 minutes in the queue, most of that getting to sit in the Animal Actors Stadium. And once the line started moving a little before 5:45, it was less than 15 minutes before I got to experience the house. There's already a long line for both of those by the time you arrive. I suggest just going straight to Wicked Growth and Puppet Theater, which develop long lines later in the night. You can probably knock out those and Welcome to Scary Ohio before the event even officially starts. Thanks to Stay and Scream, I was able to see every new house this year before 11 p.m. without having express passes. So as long as you go on a Wednesday or Thursday night, you should be able to get through the event without having to wait more than a half hour or so for anything.
Okay.
Moving on from Halloween, but sticking with the spooky stuff, the Dark Arts Show has returned to Hogsmeade over in Islands of Adventure. The nightly light show with a tiny, tiny bit of pyro is being performed on Hogwarts Castle. And even better, the Death Eaters make their appearance after sunset, roaming around the village and challenging kids to duels. The show is only being performed on select nights when the park is open past sunset, so check the online schedule. And be aware that access into Hogsmeade becomes restricted about an hour before the show. The Jurassic Park bridge becomes one-way only, so if you need to pass through the area, look for the bridge between Lost Continent and Jurassic Park instead. Speaking of Jurassic Park, the Jurassic World Alive smartphone app, which is sort of like a Pokemon Go for dinosaurs, seems to be getting some in-park events for Islands of Adventure. Universal social media put out a notice that there would be events where you could use the app around the Velocicoaster, but no more details are currently available yet. And also in Jurassic Park, the back half of Camp Jurassic has been walled off. You can still access the slides in the front and the water-spitting dinosaur heads, but all of the cargo nets have walls blocking off their entrances. Cargo nets have been closed ever since the pandemic. Hopefully this means they're sprucing them up for a possible reopening. And over in Marvel, the Marvel Boutique store, which had clothes and accessories for characters like Captain Marvel, is currently closed and has black wrap covering the windows. No word on what's happening in there, but it's likely a redecoration and refresh of the merchandise. Christian rock fans will be happy to know that Rock the Universe is officially announced for the 28th through the 30th of January 2022, and Casting Crowns will be one of the headliners this year. Tickets are on sale. Head to the Universal website to check that out if you're interested. Another thing to check out is the return of mobile ordering at many locations around the Universal parks. Mobile ordering was heavily relied upon during the early months of the pandemic and kind of got overwhelmed because of technical issues and a lack of staffing. Mobile ordering was almost completely removed from the resort, but now it seems to be coming back. You can find it at many quick service locations around Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. However, it's not back at all locations and it is optional. Finally, let's end with a couple notes for those of you who are driving to Universal Orlando. First is that the Speedway gas station that is located on the western side of Universal property has been rebranded as a Rebel gas station. Still serves gas and still does car repairs in case you have an auto emergency while at the resort. And finally, there have been some recent price hikes over at the valet. First, they raised the regular valet parking rate to $75.
Holy crap.
And now they have raised the overnight fee. If you happen to party a little too hard and need to leave your car at valet overnight, will now cost you $90.
Is that...
All right, that's all for this time.
That's not bad, actually.
You can find me at theunofficialguides.com or on Twitter at theUGSeries. And I'll be back in another couple weeks with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
Here's a question. So if you go, I mean, I should feel like Michelle as a travel agent is one that might know more about this, but Chris, I don't know whether it's something you, being the drinker of the group, if you,
Thanks.
if you drove to the resort, parked in the regular parking lot, got absolutely hammered and decided to Uber to your hotel, what happens with your car?
I don't know. I was just thinking about that right now when he mentioned that overnight thing.
Hey, why don't you try it?
I'm going to give it a try. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they might tow it away.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting.
I mean, I don't know. Because I know a lot of places, I don't know if it's like a law or something that you can't force somebody to take the car in case they are inebriated. Because then you're kind of inflicting that, although you're responsible for what you do when you drink. So that's a great question.
I wonder if you could just go and talk to security and just say, look, I'm as a fart. Is there any chance I can leave my car overnight?
They've got to have some sort of contingency as well for
illness.
Well, that engine trouble, breakdowns and stuff.
They have people going round at night, don't they, for checking for people? Because don't they say if they leave your lights on or something if you brought, or is that
what if
Disney?
your battery's dead?
Well, then you buggered, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sure there has to be a charge or something.
Yeah, I am going
Because
to reach out to Seth because Seth will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good information.
Obviously, somebody would try to abuse that system.
I'm sure, yeah, but it's like it's.
The thing is, though, if you are driving, then you're driving. Don't have a drink.
Well,
don't get drunk.
Not even that. Like, what
if you're
happens
planning to drink,
ill?
Uber in.
What if you're ill or I don't know anything?
Well, no, yeah.
Yeah, there's circumstances there.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do. I'm sure you have to let them know Because if you're doing valet, obviously they have your car registered and it's set into a place. But if you're doing over, just regular,
It's just there.
self-parking. Yeah.
I can't get over the valet though. Wow.
Mind you, they're still whacking the price up on preferred parking during Horror Nights. I think it was back up the other week. Like Memorial Weekend or whatever it was. When was that? Second week of Horror Nights?
Labor Day.
Labor Day, sorry.
The first weekend. Yep.
It's like $50 again for preferred parking.
Chris, have you done valet at all?
Never.
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering how much faster it actually is.
From what I've seen on the pass holder page, I've heard it's longer.
Really? Then what's the point?
Exactly.
I've never understood.
Not walking so far.
Well, it's faster to go straight to the front, park your car, and run. But at the end of the night, when everybody's coming back, I mean, it's like with any other valet, right? If it's swamped at that time, you're going to be waiting. And I'm sure they don't have a bunch of staff right now.
No. It's such a strange one. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually use valet over regular parking.
Michelle probably does, because usually 1%ers do.
I'll be honest. Michelle doesn't drive. Come on.
Oh, that's true. She gets driven. Yes.
You can't even get her to bloody walk to the Royal Pacific from City Walk. She has to get a water taxi. I love it when she's not here. We can just rag on her evening.
Yeah, she's not going to hear that either.
I like how you say we.
Yeah, I know. If you do listen, Michelle, look, Tracy's on your side. Me and Chris, we don't care.
Wow.
She knows her place. She knows her place.
Michelle, have at it.
I've just listened to the latest Rush of Fear. Chris gave her as much on that episode as I do normally on here.
I'll tell you what, I would not like to be the pair of you when you come face to face with her again.
I know exactly what's happening the first
She
time
knows
we
I
come
love
face
her.
to face next time, and it will happen. She reckons it won't, but it
I'll
will.
hold a bag
Anyway.
and film it. Anything else to discuss?
Yeah, I'm sick of people talking about Horror Nights at this point. It's absolutely
No, I hate
killing
them
me.
all.
Oh, I was going to bring up a Horror Nights thing right now.
I've just
what
looked-
Seth said there with the weekday thing. So we went for the first time, I think, ever on a Thursday night. Okay. You know how we like rank, should you get Express or should you get RIP?
Yeah.
Like a category should also be, should you go during the weekday?
Yeah.
Because we went there on Thursday and it was so nice and dead. No pun intended. Everything was like 20, 30 minutes. It was so good.
Yeah, for the most part, for us, when we come over, it was only because of the Weekender last time that we did it like on the weekend. Because normally when we come over for Horror Nights, we'll do midweek. So even in 2015, I think we did a Sunday night, a Wednesday night, and a Thursday night. We did an RIP tour on a Thursday night. That's counterintuitive, isn't it? Oh no, Wednesday night.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
Even more.
But yeah, normally we wouldn't be there on a weekend anyway to do Horror Nights, so we normally do it during the week. And we've Express.
If you can make a trip during the weekdays, do it during the weekdays. It is so much better.
2019 is the only year we've had Express, I think. We didn't get it during 2015 because I wouldn't have sprung it for the four of us. I'm paying $500 for Express Pass for the four of us. No thanks.
It'd be good to pay for two of us, to be
It's
fair.
just ridiculous, isn't it, for what it is? I mean, this year, I know it's different this year because obviously there's no international visitors, and from talking to people and stuff, the capacity seems to be a lot lower because even when they've sold out, the waits aren't bad. I mean, Chris, you've gone how many times? What is the longest wait you've seen so far?
I think the only one that was like crazy, we saw a 90-minute one night and only for like half an hour. Everything else, like even on a busy night, was averaging less than an hour.
And see, that is...
Which is insane.
It
I mean,
is.
that's never...
No.
I don't have any memory in my mind of ever having like the entire event averaging about an hour or less
never.
Especially an event like this, right? Where like there's so many good houses. Like you would think, this house should be packed. No, it's at 45. Okay. If you just time yourself right and just keep a look at the app, you'll see this house will drop 20 minutes less than this one. Just go walk over there. Do it.
Yep.
Save yourself some time.
Be interesting to see what happens next year when everyone's back in. Now we're allowed back in. We're allowed back into your country. Whoop, whoop. Well, in about a month's time.
Yeah, we're not coming.
No, not until next year.
No.
I'll still let everything calm down. We should get Sam on the show. Sam's going at the beginning of... he's switched it back from like the first week to the second week of November. We should get Sam on to see what his experience was like. And you get anal swabbed at Orlando International Airport and stuff.
Wow.
Wait, they discontinued that before?
I don't know. I've never had one.
He's tried.
Well, it wasn't a swab.
He
It was a
requested
guard's
it.
finger, but anyway,
Oh my
it's another
God.
story.
What?
He bought me a drink afterwards.
What, tap water?
No, it was a Pepsi.
All right. I think any more little things here?
No, it's just some random little bits.
Speedway's a rebel now, so
That means absolutely
luckily they
nothing to
still
me.
serve gas.
At least you've got gas. We've got a big shortage over here. Everyone's buying it.
We've got a shortage, but everyone's buying it.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, mobile
People will
ordering.
be people.
It'll be interesting to see when now mobile ordering's come back, whether it's better than it was or not.
I don't think it could be any worse.
You know, I never try it. I've only tried it in what is it? Volcano Bay.
Yeah, when it works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to wait like an hour and a half, but yeah.
An hour and a half.
Wow.
No thanks.
Yeah, we waited once for a pizza like an hour, but like something happened because when we went over there was like another 10 disgruntled peoples like us waiting for their food. So something happened there, but
That doesn't sound
yeah,
good.
it'd be cool if they can get this mobile ordering down because if they get it down nicely, then you can just time out your food and be like, I want to get a slice of whatever in a half an hour, so I'll order it.
Yeah, I mean,
amount
that's
of time, yeah.
you can be in line for an attraction or sat in a show, order your food, and then you know him by the time you get out, you just rock up and get it. It's perfect if it works well. It just doesn't work well.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're still in Horror Nights mode, but we need to speak about the upcoming future.
Yes.
And that future being a very Grinchy future.
Yes.
So, Tracy,
Absolutely.
would you like to tell us about the holidays coming up?
Of course I would. So yes, the 2021 holidays at Universal Orlando Resort will run from November 13th through January 2nd. No specific details have been given yet, of course, and Universal has stated on their website, this holiday's content may not be reflective of this year's event offerings. Check back for more details to be announced in the 2021 event. But we know we can expect Grinchmist to return to Islands of Adventure and the holidays to descend on Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley and all the festivities that usually run throughout the entire resort.
So obviously, like I know from talking to you, Chris, and Michelle, and then listening to Rush of Fear, how much of an impact COVID is still having on Halloween Horror Nights this year. And obviously, they're not giving out any specifics for the holidays yet because they're still not sure what effect it's going to have on things come like November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they waited till the last minute to drop stuff, just like they kind of did with Horror Nights, right? We didn't get the rest of the event until 2 weeks before.
It was very close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it comes back. That's all I'm going to say.
I think it will.
I want everything back.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think, like, you look at some of the things they did last year because of COVID. Like, everyone said that the balloon thing in the soundstage worked really well of actually getting to be up close and personal with the parade float balloons. Was like,
it was really cool. It was a cool experience to do it like once, but
I think if you could offer that along with the parade, so you could actually get your picture with them and then get to see the parade. I don't know how they would do it, but it would be nice. Like the game, Mardi Gras this year was the same. They put the parade floats out, so you kind of got up close and personal. If they could mix that with still being able to have the parade, would be awesome. You know, I know we were special last year because we got to take. God, it was last year. Was it last year? It was last year.
2 years ago, my friend.
No, it was last year.
What?
When we were at Mardi Gras.
No, it wasn't. We weren't anywhere last year. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2
Right,
years
I'm
ago.
going to say it again. It was last year because we were there in February
yes, it was last
2020.
year.
It was last year.
No,
Yes.
2020 doesn't count.
But it was last year when we were there.
It was last year.
Yeah, it
Holy
was
crap.
last year.
You're right.
How am I? Honestly, it was
Hang on,
February last
but
year.
this has been going on for 2 years, so how was it only a year last year?
We were there in
What?
February last year because it was just like a month
supposed to be the
before
end of the year,
lockdown
isn't it?
happened. Oh, wow.
Look, COVID has affected our brains whether we've had it or not.
No, it was definitely last year, I'm telling you.
No,
Because
it
the
was
weekend
last year.
was
It was last
2019.
It was the beginning of last year. We're near the end of this year, so yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It feels like we're already in next year, so
We got special.
Yeah.
We were special anyway because we got pictures on the parade floor.
we did. Not
But
Fox.
yeah, if you could
Fox,
offer
too.
both an up close and personal and the parade, that would be awesome.
I wonder if they could do it like with retired balloons or something like that. So you got the
Yes,
up-close
that would
and
be cool.
personal.
Yeah, like a tribute.
Because obviously they're so expensive they couldn't double up on them.
No,
Oh, there's a tribute store.
Yeah. But I mean, no, the retired balloons is actually a smart idea because that could be a crowd eater alone.
Yeah.
and they really do go all out for the holidays. Like I said before, like you look at Mardi Gras, it's all in the studios. You look at Horror Nights, it's all in the studios, and then the holidays is the one thing that is resort wide. So there's stuff, you know, you've obviously got stuff in Zeus Landing, you've got stuff in Hogsmeade, stuff in Diagon Alley, the stuff at the front of the park, the tribute store, the parade, even stuff generally going on at the hotels and that. I don't know whether they do anything at Volcano Bay. Isn't it usually closed at that time? But yeah, it's the one that's resort wide, whereas the others aren't. So to add more in would be even better.
I'm hoping, like, I'm super cheesy with like tradition. So like I'm hoping the Grinch show is back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we get, you know, Mannheim Steamroller back.
Yes,
again.
absolutely.
Same shows, but it's just that Christmas tradition that we
Yeah.
do, and we enjoy it. Like we're nerds that'll just do it over again. And I don't see why they couldn't do Grinchmas or the show for Grinchmas, because if you've seen the way they packed the stadium for Nightmare Fuel,
Uh-huh.
Well,
not much of a difference there.
If you saw, I can't remember whether he posted it on his own personal page or whether it was in the Producers Club, but Jeff Royds posted a picture inside the Fear Factor
That's
stage.
sick.
And he was
That's
like,
exactly how it is
Yeah.
every single show.
COVID?
Every
What
show.
COVID?
Yeah.
And it was full. It
Yep.
just looked like a normal show. So yeah, there's no reason why they can't.
Can I just put a merch idea out? So, you know, the balloons.
Hmm.
Why aren't they doing like little helium ones of them?
That would be awesome. Like Disney do their Mickey balloons.
Oh
yeah.
no, you have to buy them all. You can do your own parade.
That would be cool.
That is
Oh,
hilarious.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. That's what we'll be doing for the Weekender. Is like doing our own UUOP Weekender parade. That would be cool.
Strap it to your book bag.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then like again, going on talking about things coming back. I hope this year is at least 90% there, because obviously the plan is for us to come out next year for the Weekender and have all of it on. Because like you say, you go every year for Mannheim Steamroll and the Grinch show and stuff, but we haven't seen any of that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. So there is a reason why they do it every year. Nostalgia, tradition, but then also for those people who don't normally get to go out that, or don't normally choose to go out that time of year.
Aren't allowed to go out that time of year.
We were there. And that's good. Start November 13th. So I can't even remember when we said the Weekender was planned for next year now. Must be the weekend after, is it?
I think it was like mid to end November.
No, it's like the middle, I think. I don't know why I'm actually looking at the date. I think
I think it was the weekend before Thanksgiving.
18th, 19th, and 20th, or is it the 11th, 12th, 13th? I don't know.
You would think we'd know this information.
Well, no, because we've had to put it off. It should have been in like 3 weeks. Well, not 3 weeks,
Would
but
that
it could have
be
been
awesome?
in about a month. Yeah, it should have been.
Damn it.
Weekend of the sequel, Friday the 18th of November. So yeah, it'd be the second weekend. That's good, because I was slightly concerned that...
Look,
Yeah.
by next year, I think you're going to have the full show. We'll see
think
how
so.
this year is, because based on how they did, you know, things in Horror Nights, and I think it's going to flow over to Grinchmas. You know, things are leveling off from a disease or virus perspective. Just because, you know, I get the notifications being here in Florida. You know, you got to watch out for Florida, man. But yeah, things are leveling off. Things are, you know, heading in a better direction. So I'm hoping we get, like you said, at least 90% of Grinchmas and holidays and the parks and all that kind of stuff. And by next year, when you guys come, you get the full 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you look like there's
so.
no scare actor dining this year, so that's obviously something. will you get the Grinch breakfast? Because I don't think Disney is still doing character breakfasts, aren't they? Like Universal don't really do them anyway, so it's difficult to. So it'd be interesting to see whether Grinch breakfast comes back, and then obviously Mardi Gras is the next step to see if that's back to somewhere near normal, which I think it will be by February.
Again, we said that last year.
We did, but I think things are in a very different place at this point, aren't they, as far as COVID? I can't believe we're still talking about this thing.
I know.
Anyway.
Yeah, all
the
right.
holidays.
Cool.
I'm
Holidays.
looking forward to seeing it all. That's why I hope it's all in place, because I want to see it all. I want to see Mannheim Steamroller.
Yes.
I want to meet the Who's in Zeus Landing, and I want to.
Oh yeah.
I just want to do everything. I want the full experience. So.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Be waiting years for it.
Yeah.
You will get your Grinch, Tracy.
Bloody
You'll get
better.
All right. So expanding on what Seth told us in Little Things, next year we will see the return of Universal Orlando's Rock the Universe, or Rockin' Good Time. Fans and youth groups can once again come together at Florida's biggest Christian music festival to enjoy gripping performances by some of Christian music's top artists, powerful worship experiences, and thrilling theme park attractions during an unforgettable weekend of faith and fun at Universal Studios. And that's going to be from January 28th through the 30th.
Is that when it normally is? Because it
No,
used to be just
isn't it
before. No,
right before Horror Nights?
It used to be right before Horror Nights, and then
That's
I
right.
think when they sacked off a celebration of Harry Potter, they moved it to that time, if I remember rightly.
Sacked off. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I think if you look the last time, they moved it earlier in the year because I think they started to move Horror Nights earlier. I think that's why they didn't want that. It's not really two events you want anywhere near each other, is it? Really?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you get some converts. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, both ways. All right. The Rockin' Weekend kicks off Friday night with feature performances by Grammy Award-winning Christian pop duo For King and Country,
Never heard of him.
Dove Award-winning contemporary Christian artist Matthew West,
Nope.
and more.
Oh, I know more.
Oh, and Rob Zombie, apparently.
What?
No. I'll be buying my tickets then. So the good times continue Saturday night with performances by Grammy Award-winning contemporary Christian rock band Casting Crowns.
They're always there.
Multiple Grammy Award-winning Christian rock artist Zach Williams.
Nope.
Dove Award-winning contemporary Christian band Big Daddy Weave.
Nope.
Like that. And more.
They've been there before.
For the full weekend lineup, visit www.rocktheuniverse.com. And beyond the main stage performances, Rock the Universe attendees can enjoy worship experiences throughout the weekend, including a Saturday ceremony with a special message and a moving musical performance, a powerful Sunday morning worship service to wrap up the faith-filled weekend, plus a dedicated fan zone presented by Coca-Cola, featuring live performances from up-and-coming acts.
Now, for someone who's not religious in the slightest, I do find this event kind of strange. It's cool. It's cool that Universal do it, and I think, like, if I was that way inclined, what a place to do it at. Let's be honest, it would be awesome. Like, if you're into like praying and worship and stuff, can you imagine doing that at Universal Studios Florida? It would be amazing.
Yeah, I think they don't they bless the water in the Hulk Lagoon, so it like baptizes you every time you go through the bottom.
That would be cool. If you dunk your head in the islands one doing Velocicoaster. I mean, they should do that. It'd be funny. They just have someone floating in the water and like splash you as you go past. I baptized the. By the way, everyone, we're not making. We're just having a laugh. We're not being facetious or anything, but it's just, it's like, again, we're not.
I went to the one in Disney years ago.
Okay.
With my youth group at that time, so
Mystic
it was.
Fountain. The Mr.
I forgot what it was called. Disney.
It was a nightmare though, wasn't it? Apparently all the kids that went to that that's why they cancelled it, because it just ended up being a nightmare.
I mean, so this was like 20 something years ago. I don't remember a lot about it, but like you explained, it works for what it is. I mean, especially like all the youth groups going, it's kind of like grad night, but for youth groups, or grad bash, whatever they call it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I've got
Night of Joy. That's what it was.
Is that what it was called? I would never
Disney
remember
Night
that.
Yes, yes.
I would never have
Yeah.
remembered that.
God, it's blasphemy.
Yeah, they canceled it. They stopped doing it in 2018, I guess.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, and it was because it was made a big deal about that Universal was still doing it. Because I know Disney had a lot of trouble with groups there. And again, the same with Grad Bash and stuff. I think Disney cancelled theirs as well, didn't they? And Universal kept doing theirs. I think it just makes sense, a little bit more sense at somewhere like Universal, doesn't it? We've said before it aims at that sort of teen, older kids, like adults market, whereas Disney isn't so much. So it lends itself to a bit more of a raucous crowd, I think.
That's true.
And like you said, I mean, I'd go to it if that was a thing.
Why wouldn't you? It'd be awesome. It's effectively like Horror Nights for the other side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be cool.
But yes, I agree with you.
Definitely, It would be awesome if that's your thing. Definitely, it'd be amazing, and especially with like the rock bands and stuff as well. I'm sure they'll do food like they do at Horror Nights and Mardi Gras and stuff. It'd be awesome.
Live music is usually very enjoyable, whether you're into that group or not. Just the atmosphere of the crowd around you, as well as the energy from the band, is usually really good.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of live.
And their
music.
sound stages or not the sound stages, but they're where they set up their concerts and all that kind of stuff. Always sounds great.
I'd love to see. This is why I hope Mannheim Steamroll on there, because just to get to see an act on that
It'd be so nice.
main stage in front of Rip Ride Rockit would be so cool. Like, I can't imagine it would be awesome. Like when they used to do the what was it called now? The summer concert series, and then obviously Mardi Gras. Be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We never got to
Agreed.
see any of them, have we, really? I can't even think who was on when we came over last year. You were blocked out on the Saturday night anyway, so we
'cause you're
couldn't have
cheap.
seen them. Yeah, I am. I could have gone. There was no one on last year that I would have been
I
bothered.
don't think
no,
that
we were
worked out
there.
well for you, Lee.
I can't remember who was on. It wasn't anyone I was particularly interested in, put it that way.
Was it Neo?
No, I can't remember. I think it was like a Diana Ross or something like that, if I remember rightly.
A Diana Ross.
All right, then the Diana Ross.
One of the Diana Rosses.
Yeah. One of the
Rosés,
clones.
however the plural is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's move on over. We got some birthdays coming out, whatever it is. Some cool ones here.
We do.
Tracy, please do us the honors.
I will indeed. Nice little handful this time. We are going to start with a pair of birthdays that this is the day of the podcast going out, isn't it? On the same day.
Yes.
Yes. So, on the 28th of September, we have the amazing Claire Goodwin's birthday. Happy birthday, Claire!
Happy birthday, Claire.
Happy birthday.
And her birthday twin, also the 28th, obviously, that's why the birthday twins, is the equally amazing Kenneth Liebing's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Axeman.
Feliz cumpleaños.
I knew he'd get it this week.
Yeah. There's a little break of about a week. And then the 6th of October, we have the lovely Jamie Schiller's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jamie.
Happy birthday, Jamie.
And 2 days later, on the 8th, is Jane Kotsonis' birthday. Happy birthday, Jane!
Happy birthday, Jane.
Happy birthday.
If I remember rightly, Jane was on that Volcano Bay episode with us. I'm sure she was the one that either did or very nearly lost her bikini bottoms on the I think it was the
Yes.
Furious River at Volcano Bay, if I remember rightly.
Wow.
Yeah, you are. I believe you are correct.
I think that's right.
That's one thing to be famous for. Wow.
Yes.
It was the episode of Lost Bikini Bottoms and God's Pocket.
Just
that
sound
it
like
was. You're right.
It was.
it just sound like a SpongeBob episode.
It was very
episode.
interesting.
And finally, last but not least, on the 11th of October, it is the delightful Sam Radden's birthday. Happy birthday, Sam!
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Wishing you lots of happiness and memories and presents and cake.
Yes.
Always cake.
Mainly cake, but
Mainly cake.
also everything else.
Yes. And of course, if you want to have your birthday read out, we've got something else in a minute. Chris is going to plug it very slightly. But if you want to get your birthday read out, plus we are planning on doing our first Producers Club episode in 2 weeks. It's interesting. People have been sending in questions for us to answer.
Oh.
No holds barred questions. Nothing too bad at the moment.
Why would you say that? Now it's going to get worse.
Well, that's what I want.
Wow.
Plus all the other crap that goes on with the Producers Club. It's a fun little group. To find out more on how to join, just email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. That is UUOP-producers, double P in there, at gmail.com. And we are in the process of figuring out the next giveaway, aren't we, Christopher?
Yes, we are, Lee Affer. We are. We have a really cool giveaway. Extra cool because it's signed as well by the artist who created it or designed it. So yeah, we have I'm going to be posting it up in the Producers Club soon. That's all I'm going to say, hinting at it. And we're going to be doing a giveaway on this one. And this one's a little bit more unique of a giveaway. We're still ironing out all the details on that. But basically, we'll send you out. Hold on.
Yeah, it's going to take some participation rather than how we normally do them of just doing a random with everyone who's in. We want to kind of weed out the people who aren't really that bothered about it and those who really want it and just have a bit of fun along with it as well.
In other words, we're making you work for it.
Basically.
Yes.
There'll
be an email and we'll make sure it's a lot more clear, but basically we're going to be asking you guys to tell us what you think the number 1 house and number 10 house, so top and bottom, of Horror Nights this year. And that's the collective average that we're going to do once everybody submits in their houses.
We've got quite a few in already, to be fair. So,
yes.
I think it's a tough one this year because, again, listening to this week's Rush of Fear that came out yesterday as recording this, it seems to be there isn't really a bad house among the lot. It's just like which one isn't as good as the others.
Couldn't call it.
Which is very rare. It is very rare to find a year where it's like, I love this house.
There's years that you can just see a house and be like, I already did it.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip it.
Whereas this year seems to be, it's like, I love that house, but the reason it's my number 10 is just because the other one's just that much better. Rather than it being number 10 because it's utter garbage.
We've all done that. We've all ranked things low because, not 'cause we wanted to, but because other things were better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being quite gutted about it as well, if I remember rightly.
But then how many times have we done our rankings on the show and end up moving up stuff because of Chris? Us moved about 3 places up my list. Just not even going through it again, just talking about it on the show. Depths of Fear didn't know it was still down the bottom.
Oof.
Yeah, but if you got the chance, you'd still go through it right now.
Of course I would.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we'll be sending out some more information on that, and we'll give you more details, but just wanted to hint at that for you guys to know.
Yep, and if you want to be in with a chance to get in it, then you need to join. So that email address again is uuopproducers@gmail.com.
Yes, join soon. Join the cult. I mean, the club.
All
right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the truffle trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a You Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everybody. We're still here. We're glad you're still here.
We hope you're still here anyway.
Well, we hope you're still here.
I'm not here. I'm gone.
Yeah, Tracy left. That's
Michelle's
just
not here,
her
so.
doppelganger. All right, we have entered Rate My Crepe. Crepe.
Oh,
However,
crepe. How did he say it now?
you got to have that.
It was
little bit
Brian
of
last week,
gargle
wasn't
in
it?
the back. It was like, Rate
He
my
did it all
crepe.
very French, didn't he? Crepe.
Crepe. Yeah.
Rate my
Rate it.
crepe.
So we got one in from Jeremy.
Hey UUOP, this is Jeremy and Daniel. We're here at the parks right now, and we're going to be doing a Rate My Crepe. Daniel's going to do one for us today. He decided to get, which one did you get?
Smoked brisket.
All right, so he's taking his first bite of it now, and what do we think?
Really good. All the flavors blend really well together.
So smoked brisket's got the barbecue, it's got some sort of like barbecue ranch sauce. I believe it's got some coleslaw in there too. So you get a little bit of everything. On a scale from 1 to 5, what would you rate it?
Solid 4.
Solid 4? Why a 4 and not a 5?
I just think maybe the cold ones are probably a little better.
So he'd rather have the sweet ones than the cold one. Here, let me have a bite of it. I'm going to take a bite of it and I'm going to rate it as well.
Why is the Disney music?
Okay.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's definitely very good. It's not as good as the cookies and cream one I had. So I'm with him. I'm going to rate it about a 4 out of 5. But that's the brisket crepe. Be sure to try it. Love the show. Congratulations on 10 years, your 10th anniversary. Thank you guys for all that you do, and keep up the good work. We love the show and look forward to the next episode. Take care, guys.
Oh, I can't
Thanks, Jeremy.
wait
nice.
to try those bloody crepes. This is the worst
They'll be gone
thing.
by the time we get there.
This is the worst thing about doing this show is all we do every other week is hear about crepes, and then we're not going to get to try them until this time next year.
We
right.
hope.
Why the hell was Mana Mana playing in the
I
background
don't know, but it's pretty
in a
it's pretty
Universal
cool.
park? I
Bit of
want to
music.
know. Jeremy, do me a favour. Let me know where you were when you recorded that. Because
Disney!
I don't understand.
Yeah, he took it to Hollywood Studios.
That's what you expect, isn't it? They were in bloody Muppet Square or whatever it's called at Hollywood Studios. It's weird.
This wasn't sent during Mardi Gras, was it?
No, I think it's fairly recent.
Then I am super curious where this was recorded
Really,
at.
really strange.
What if they weren't
Yeah.
really eating a crepe?
What were they eating then? You better
A
not have been
Mickey ice
lying.
cream bar, a Mickey premium bar. I'm pretending.
I hope not.
That'd be quite funny.
I'm just going to have a look. He sent that
I'm going to do that now.
August 25th, so yes, it definitely wasn't Mardi Gras.
Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty big mystery there.
Weird, isn't it? I can't think where that music would be playing in the studios. Like Kids Zone, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. And why would you walk that far away from the crepe stand?
I don't know. Why not? It might have been walking
guess
around,
seating,
just-
maybe.
Yeah, somewhere to sit down. Anyway,
If you could
Well,
solve
Tracy,
this
would you-
mystery, send that to
Yes.
just really
us
weird,
along with
isn't
you.
it? I was sat editing it, pulling it all together. I'm like, why is the Mana Mana playing in the back? Why is the bloody
Yeah, but everybody likes Mana Mana.
Muppets music in the background?
Yeah,
Not complaining about the song playing.
No.
I'm
No.
just curious how
Doesn't
and
like Muppets.
why it's playing.
Just very
Yeah,
strange.
weird. Anyway, we're never going to end this show ever. So if you want to join in and you have a crepe to rate, a crepe to rate, you know what to do. Go get one. Go eat it. Record us a little bit. You can, while you eat it, we might have mukbang as well. And then
Oh my God.
send us your rating from 1 to 5. 1 being bleh, and 5 being hell yeah. And send that to podcast@uuopodcast.com.
We'll play them on the show just like we did Jeremy's.
Yes. And then we'll
Yes.
dissect whatever the background music is.
Basically, yeah. You know now people are going to be like, right, where's the
Where's the weirdest
where's
place?
the most random background music I can get to record my rate my crepe now?
We are going to get toilet crepes.
I hope so.
Oh, I heard it. Oh, dear. We don't want
crepe
toilet
with the moaning myrtle in the
we've
background.
done that before.
We don't want crepes and craps. No, thank you. Wow. Derailed. Again.
Let's get back on that rail. So, as Halloween Horror Nights is in full swing, Lee and Tracy got to sit down with one of the creative team to discuss this year's event. There was even another little surprise in there too, which I heard after. So,
Yeah.
over to you guys.
Hey everyone, Halloween Horror Nights 30 is well underway, and as you've heard already, Chris and Michelle have been multiple times and have reviewed it here and on Rush of Fear, but it's time for Tracy and I to continue suffering some serious FOMO, because we're going to speak to Lora Sauls, Senior Manager at Entertainment at Creative Development, to give her a full title there. Laura, welcome back on the podcast. It's been a long time.
I know. Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited to talk to you guys.
It's awesome that we've got you for a change. It's nice to change it up.
It is.
And we haven't got Charles ribbing us for not being over this year, because that's usually what happens.
That would have been mean. Let's face it. Okay, let's get this thing on the road then. First of all, Laura, you must be so excited and relieved, actually, to finally be putting together the 30th year of Halloween Horror Nights after everything the last 2 years has brought us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're so excited for the guests to see what the team in the art and design and what the whole entire team here at Universal Orlando has been putting together to celebrate our 30th anniversary. The content this year is just incredible. We're so proud of it. The guests are saying that too, that they just love it. So that's amazing. Yeah, we're just really excited to have people come see all this incredible 30-year content that we've created and are able to share.
That's it, because it's like, it's kind of, I mean, Horror Nights is usually 2 years in the making when it starts anyway. It's now, this is like, you're sort of 3 or 4 years in the making of this hype for Halloween Horror Nights 30, and it's finally here.
Yes. We're very excited to celebrate this finally. And again, to share all this incredible content that we've been working on, the teams have been working on for, over 2 years. But you can tell it's a labor of love, because we all love doing what we get to do, and we love sharing that with our guests.
And that, we've said that before, that comes across massively. Yeah. I mean, we've spoken to quite a few of the Horror Nights team, and you can feel that passion in there. That
it shines through.
Yeah, it's just like you guys as fans, as much a fans of the event as we are, and it's a huge thing that we kind of feel like we're part of it, because we're getting to share it with you guys.
Yeah, no, we definitely feel like you are a part of this group, because we get to share it with you guys too, and we're definitely going to miss you guys this year. We know there's struggles to get here, but we will post as many pictures on social media so you get to see the experience and try to feel like you're having a little part of it. And then in 31, we'll celebrate in person, walking through that year.
Definitely. So taking a look at this year's event specifically, I mean, it is undoubtedly a full-on celebration of everything the last 30 years has given us at Halloween Horror Nights. Especially bringing all the icons together, not only for the event overall, but specifically they've got 3 scare zones, and getting there. This pains me to say this, because this was the house I was looking forward to so much. Getting their own house. It is a perfect tribute to Halloween Horror Nights 30. It's got to have been a real trip down memory lane for you, Laura, bringing the focus of the event to the legend of Halloween Horror Nights and getting to create, HHN icons captured.
Yeah. It's the first house where we actually, step inside a Fear's Lantern into that hellscape where all the icons live, and step into their worlds, right? This is the first time we're getting to see their worlds, their true tortures that they are doing to all of those HHN victims that are spread throughout the house. The one cool thing that I don't know if you've seen, but in the house, every icon their victims have on their T-shirt from that year. So that's a really amazing thing that I don't know is out there that much, but it's super cool that the icons are victimizing their super fans, right? And it's awesome. Cool. But yes, the last scene is incredible. It's like this throne scene where the icons are going to rotate throughout the night to sit on the throne of horror, if you will. And, of course, you can't have Halloween Horror Nights, especially a celebration year, an anniversary year, without having the one, the only Jack the Clown. He was the originator of icons for our event. And, he is the original icon. He's been here. Oh, goodness. Hi, Jack. He's everywhere.
My ears are burning. Is someone talking about me?
There's no escape.
Who disturbs me? I'm getting a lantern prepared for tonight. Who's this? Lee and Tracy.
It is.
Oh,
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Lee and Tracy, I want you to know I have a special treat for you. Express passes for this year's event. Come on down. You can use them. They expire 2022, but you can use them this year. So come on down, Lee. What do you say?
I would love to. If unfortunately, there's a thing called COVID's kind of stopping us at the moment.
Excuses, Lee. You'll do anything to get away from facing me and my icon friends. That's right, Lee. Well, we'll miss you in the lantern.
Oh, we are missing you too,
Yes,
Jack. Trust
definitely.
me.
Yeah, Lee and Tracy.
Killing us.
He's everywhere this year. Jack
Oh,
is
yes.
everywhere.
You got my show on the lagoon. You got the lantern, and I'm doing a little pop-up, a little one-on-one with the kind people out there. Especially the ones who come alone. I have a little treat for them. I mean, they're alone.
like your
Who's going to
style.
miss them, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, we couldn't have a 30-year event without Jack himself, as well as Jack's brother Eddie has his own scare zone, lights, camera, action, which is really fun. Jack, was it fun to rebuild that relationship between your brother and you?
The Schmidt brothers are together again. And he's taken over Hollywood. He's gone Hollywood. He makes movies now. He does comedies. Because as you know, Eddie is a real cut-up. Get it?
Finally getting his own spotlight. Yeah.
You know that was a good one. You never saw that one coming.
So Lee and Tracy, I have to ask you, and Jack is here, but you don't have to. Who's your favorite icon?
Oh, Jack is not going to like this, unfortunately, because
Don't make
I
me
have
reach through this
white.
microphone.
I have to say the Usher.
Usher.
I'm good at torture, Jack.
Yes.
I can torture him.
You know,
Well,
I knew
Jack
Tracy
is
was the
mine.
brains of this outfit. Well,
Definitely.
I understand. That's why this year, whoever's your favorite icon, they get a spotlight, It's not all about me. It's about 30 years of Halloween Horror Nights. And so, Lee, I guess you are an agent of order, because that's what the Usher is order. I'm chaos.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Like
That sums us up
rules.
perfectly. Yes.
Rules and regulations and blah, blah, blah. While me and Tracy just like to raise hell.
That's right.
Definitely, yes.
Too right.
But yeah, going back to that Icon's house, we've heard so many awesome stories
Yes,
of those
we have.
interactions at the end of that throne room. Michelle and Chris, our other two co-hosts, have had Jack himself, and then, funnily enough, Michelle with the Usher. Great one-on-one interaction. Just, I love that about that house.
I do need to ask, though, have we seen Michelle since?
No.
Oh.
It wasn't me. Had to have been Julie. I'm trying to be a good host during this party. You know what I'm saying?
I'm completely derailed.
That's okay. Have you? So I know Icons Captured was one of the celebratory houses. Have you guys heard of any other of our celebratory houses, like Welcome to Scary, Horror in the Heartland,
Yes.
and Case Files: Legends on Earth?
Yep.
For a Halloween event, there's a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah, there are. Legends on Earth. Case Files really has a lot of
Yes.
that legendary truth Easter eggs
Yes.
throughout the entire house. Welcome to Scary celebrates, HR Blood and Guts, Meaty Meats, Hellgate Prison, Dead End, Wyandotte Manor, all those historical and great houses we put in, that small town of Cary. So we are truly celebrating 30 years with all of our content. But the one that I think I'm the most sad that you will miss is Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. It's
don't.
incredible.
Oh.
It
So
looks
when that
amazing.
house got announced, I had like if anyone ever asks me the house that I never got to see, that I am so gutted I never got to see, it was Scarecrow the Reaping, and I got Scarecrow the Reaping vibes for this, and from everyone I've spoken to says it's very much that feeling. So yes, I am devastated.
Yeah.
We'll send you a little, taste of pumpkin spice because there might be that smell in the house. We'll send it. We'll
That
send
would
it
be
to you.
awesome. Yeah.
After the event is over, we'll send you a dozen rotted pumpkins. Just
Perfect.
they'll be rotted. It's been 2 months already. They've been out in the sun, the heat. We won't need them
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah.
You take them.
I know it's kind
Juicy.
of leaning on the back of. We came out for Halloween Horror Nights 25, and that
Yeah.
was very much a similar thing, leaning on those past events, and it's kind of the same with this as well. Like for Michelle hasn't been going that long, our other host, so this is the first time she's really getting to see those icons and that Horror Nights history, and it's so awesome that even as people who haven't been going that long, or this might even be your first year, to get immersed in Horror
I know.
Nights, it's the perfect year.
I'm quite jealous. Quite jealous.
Well, we definitely miss you.
I mean, talking about the event as well, we've talked about those houses there, but not only have you got those houses, there's the 3 houses coming back from HHN Light that we got dubbed last year. Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and Beetlejuice, and
Don't
Revenge
mention
of the Tooth
Beetlejuice.
Fairy.
That's a sore
Yeah.
subject.
But you also got a classic in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I am gutted.
Yes.
The Haunting of Hill House, which looks absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
And then we mentioned Wicked Growth, and then another one that we got a brief glimpse of last year that when we saw, I was like, that is up there on my hype list, and that is Puppet Theatre,
Yeah.
Captive Audience. It's such a rounded event this year, and it's interesting that this year is very original heavy, which is great.
Yeah, we were very excited to be able to dive deeper and expand our original content into 6 haunted houses for this event. We thought it was the perfect event, the 30th year, to celebrate the originals, which Universal Orlando does so well, right? Is create these original horror stories. So we were very excited that we get to expand that slate this year. And the original stories are great. I know you mentioned Puppet Theater, Captive Audience. Again, a fan favorite. I know Charles Gray, who's our senior show director here, I think you guys have talked to him before. He
yes.
That was one of his, out of his mind and his, we said before, love letter to theater in a way with a Horror Night spin. But the middle of that house opens up into the theater, and it is just beautiful. And there's a balcony, and the performer up there is just amazing. It's just a fun house. You're going to hear Hamlet in the house. Like it's a fun, really gory house because this troupe is anybody that comes into this dilapidated theater, they're tearing them apart and creating like puppets out of humans. So it is definitely a gory house, but it's
Awesome.
definitely fun.
So bring the kids.
Yes.
We did. Our 11-year-old went at 25, didn't bat an eyelid. It was the 16-year-old that was running through all the houses screaming like a girl.
Excuse me. The 2 girls rocked it.
You know what
Thank
I
you
mean.
very much.
Like
Awesome.
you talk about Horror Nights. Horror Nights is the brand now.
Yes.
The IPs bring people in, but they stay for Horror Nights. And Horror Nights this year definitely solidifies the fact that Horror Nights is the brand now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally. Halloween Horror Nights is our brand, and we have the great pleasure to work with all of these really amazing pop culture horrific icons like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Haunting of Hill House, Beetlejuice. We had to do Beetlejuice in the 30th year. He was our very first host of our very first Halloween event. So it just made sense to celebrate Beetlejuice in our 30 years. And then Bride of Frankenstein Lives. I know that is an IP house because it's a Universal Pictures classic monster story, but again, we got to expand upon that story. I mean, in her story, the castle crumbles, right? It's blown up by Frankenstein, so you don't know. You assume she doesn't live, right? And in our story, she lives, and she's building her monster, her mate, and she finds that the Brides of Dracula the way she needs to do it. So it's a cool kind of combination and battle between those 2 brides, which is just an amazing haunted house.
I think that's what Universal do. We said it about the attractions. Like, every attraction is expanding the story of what you already know, and Horror Nights does the same. It's I love what Universal Orlando do with that. It's not just a walk through the
it's not
movie
a
or the property.
play-by-play.
It's like, this is what you know, and we're going to give you something else in that sandbox. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's always innovative every year.
Thank you. And we want to keep just doing that, keep evolving the event to something more incredible every year. So even if you don't get to come out and see it, make sure you see all those walkthroughs. And then 31, we're just going to, hopefully blow the roof off the event again.
I mean, that's tough from your perspective.
Yeah.
The bar gets raised every year, and then to outdo the year before. I mean, we came out for 29. 29 is, I hate to say this because Jack might be still wandering around, my favourite year so far. 29 was perfect. From scare zones, shows, the whole thing, amazing. And then how you better that every year, I have no idea. That's your job, not mine. But I have every faith in you that you'll do it.
Oh, yes.
Aw, thanks. We love it. That's why we love what we do. That's why I think it shows that the passion in what we do. We want the guests to see it. So
yeah,
and they do.
Yes, they do. Now, of course, the houses aren't the only thing at the event this year. There are 5 great scare zones, which we're missing as well. Once again, showing off some of Halloween Horror Nights history with lights, camera, action.
As we've mentioned.
Yep. 30 years, 30 fears. And Gorewood Forest, but there's also Crypt TV and Seek and Destroy.
Yeah, so Gorewood Forest obviously bringing back the Terror Queen.
Yeah, so in her lore, it was every 15 years that she was supposed to come out of the veins and the roots of the trees with the metal. And we're just saying now every 16 years she comes back, you know. We'll just say that year didn't account. We'll say every 15 years.
Yeah.
But no, she's back, and it's an amazing scare zone. It's in Central Park. The trees are alive with these blood veins running through the trees. So again, with what you know and what you've seen of the lanterns in the trees and the jack-o'-lanterns in the trees in our history and in our past, now these blood veins run through the trees, and it's really cool. The Knuckle Grunts and her minions are all through the scare zone. It's a beautiful scare zone. You see the Terror Queen. She has evolved, and she's no longer on the motorcycle, but she is on this throne again, her terror throne, if you will. And it's an incredible scare zone. Crypt TV, we were just so happy to work with these people. They have incredible monsters.
Yes.
That lent themselves so perfectly to Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, and that zone is over in the San Francisco area, and it's just people love taking pictures of all those crazy monsters. We have the Birch on stilts. It's beautiful. The Looksee, Walter from Milk and Cookies, like everything that you can imagine, the Sunny Family Cult, like it's all there, and it's cool, it's scary, but it's a very, very photogenic, if you will.
Yes.
Seek and Destroy is a neat scare zone. In this year, we kind of went outside and did, again, we're evolving. The controller, he sees, he's this giant video kind of person, but he sees the scare zone, so he can call out people in the scare zone. He's just this very kind of overlord. It's really cool. Yeah. And just something new and, again, different for our scare zones.
Yeah. I found that one very intriguing, actually.
That's what I love about the scare zones. The scare zones are it's kind of immersive theatre. You get to play a part in what's going on, and I'm a massive fan of that when it comes to scare events.
We always enjoy them, don't we?
The New York scare zone is usually the one we tend to like the most because I don't know what it is. It always tends to be the most interactive. And then going back to Central Park, like you said, Central Park scare zone's always gorgeous.
It's built to be a scare zone.
Yeah, it's always beautiful. Look, we've talked about the scare zones, we've talked about the houses, we've kind of briefly mentioned them, but we would be remiss in not mentioning the 2 shows. I mean, Marathon of Mayhem has come back. Look, Marathon of Mayhem 2019 is without doubt the best theme park show we have ever seen anywhere, and everybody said that. It was amazing. This year's looks, again, bringing Jack back, looks awesome. And then obviously coming into the Fear Factor stage, you've got Halloween Nightmare Fuel.
Wow.
Which is awesome from what we've seen. So the shows have become such a part of Halloween Horror Nights as well, Laura.
Oh, totally. Shows, again, it's that immersive theater that you said. We want everybody to be able to take the time to sit and enjoy something, stand and enjoy something. Marathon of Mayhem, of course, Jack is everywhere. So he is very much a focus of Carnage Factory on the lagoon. The music is much more industrial rock that has this kind of feel of the entire event this year. The music is so driving for that show. It's got all the fountains and lasers and everything you want to see from that you saw in 2019, just put in a new kind of industrial twist. The Halloween Nightmare Fuel, it is an incredible show with all of these fire acts. We've got this one gorgeous fire act from Vegas that came with the amazing dancers and aerialists, illusionists that go along with that show. It's just, it is truly incredible. And again, it's why we want to keep evolving the event.
Yeah. We have watched those illusions and gone,
Wow,
watched it back and back. Chris came opening weekend to the media event and he was like, we've watched it a million times. I cannot figure out how they're doing it.
No.
I don't know how they're doing it. I've walked on stage and looked at it. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this.
It's magic, that's why. It's real magic.
I suppose it's
So
next
it's
door to
real.
Diagon Alley, isn't it? I guess
Exactly.
it's leaked out a little bit.
Yes. I mean, yes.
Exactly. So Halloween Horror Nights 30, it looks to be another stellar event. Desperately unhappy that we're not there, especially since I've been begging for Beetlejuice for years.
Yes.
So I'm missing that. Yeah, so, if you can't get down there, go and do it for us.
Yeah, please.
We need to live vicariously through you lot. If not, be sure to listen to us and Rush of Fear to get more content. But we do hope you are saving the best for next year when we can actually experience it. Please. I was going to say please God, but please Jack.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Laura, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you, Jack, as well.
Yes.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. It's great to talk to you.
Bye, Lee. Bye, Tracy. I may not be part of the event, but I'll be shacking up at your hotel room next year.
Okay,
Oh, that's no problem.
We've got the kids with us, so you'll have to
Hell
sleep
with
under
that!
the bed.
I'm going back in the box.
Welcome back again. We hope you enjoyed that. It sounded awesome.
It was
Oh my
weird
God.
because we haven't spoken to Laura. It's funny, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the interview. We haven't had Laura on the show since episode 96.
Yeah.
So it's
I didn't realise it was that long.
long time ago. But it was so cool to get to talk to Laura again.
But
and then
it didn't feel that long we were talking to her. It was, like it was only a few weeks ago, which is nice.
Yeah. Like I say, the reason you didn't hear a Chris or Michelle on that episode was because we're recording in a slightly different way than we did with Greg Hall. So it's more difficult to arrange that. But hopefully in the future, we might get them done the same as we did with Greg. I will definitely be pushing for it.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yes. I don't want to hug them all. And especially when it's better when you actually get someone on the interview that's actually experienced the thing you're talking about.
It does help.
That does help sometimes.
It really does.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Yeah, but it was awesome. And then Jack jumping in halfway through, we're just like Tracy's head went completely.
I did. I stopped interviewing and I just fangirled.
that one broke my heart.
That was cool.
broke my heart. But I'm glad you guys got to speak with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
All right. I think that is going to be wrapping up this show for us.
Yeah.
If it wasn't long enough.
It's been a random one.
Say that like it's a surprise.
No, it has been a
You say that
random
lot.
one as hell.
It has, yes. To be fair.
Yeah. So we're still looking for you guys to submit your backstories for our new HHN icons. Just to recap, we got Michelle, the agent. We have Tracy, the author. We have Lee, the host, and myself, the bartender. So any creative stories, anything like that, send them in to podcasts at uuopodcast.com. And we will be, what? I guess we'll
just going to read
say
them out on
air,
the show.
right?
Yeah. Because we haven't got that many in so far. And come on, I know there's some creative writers out there. Chris Isdell, I am looking at you, by the way.
Sam Peck.
Yeah.
I know you can write.
So, yeah, I think it'd be fun. We've got a couple in. The ones we've got in are pretty fun, actually. So, yeah, just a bit of daft.
It's funny because I wish like Tracy wasn't on the show and was a listener because she would write like some really badass like fanfic.
No pressure. I may well have already submitted something
I
under
mean,
a
you
pseudonym.
are the author.
I mean, she could
you
have
are
done.
you are the one in our group that would be doing that.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing is, I would see the email address, so...
Oh, yeah, because that's difficult, isn't it?
For you, it is. Yeah, you don't know technology.
Fine.
Are we done there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And also remember to send in your HHN 30 house list from 1 to 10. Best to worst. 1 being hell yeah. 10. No, I'm kidding. Send them in.
Actually, Chris, to be
1
fair,
to 10.
1 to 10, 1 being hell yeah, and 10 being hell yeah.
That's very true. Less exclamation points on that one. So yeah, send that list in to us. Again, to podcast@uuopodcast.com. And like I had mentioned earlier, we got a cool little giveaway going on. So we need that list coming in so we can average it out and figure out what is the best.
Yeah, I think this year's is going to be an interesting one to do. Is again, like we say, there's not a big differentiation between those houses. So I think it's going to come down, the more votes we get, the more it's going to separate them off. Otherwise, we could end up with a 1 to 10 that's joint 1. Like Maddie with a 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4.
Mm-hmm. And we also have the winner of our Timmy Britt competition to announce.
Yes, we do. We got so much great feedback on that episode. Tons of people have messaged like, "Oh, I've just got around to listen to that Timmy Britt episode, and it's one of the best episodes you've done in a long time." And I don't know, I kind of want to take offense to that a little bit because we barely spoke on that episode.
Yeah.
I know. It was so good.
Oh,
With that being said, we have a new 5th member, Timmy Britt.
Yeah. I mean, that fella didn't come up for breath, but it was like I could sit and listen to him all day long.
Yeah.
You know, he's
fascinating bloke.
Yeah.
He's a great storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and just so engaging and just so genuinely nice.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. They're easy episodes for us because we kind of get to be listeners at that point, to be honest.
We enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
We don't enjoy
and
this,
not to just plug it in, but if you did like that episode, pick up his book. There's a lot more stuff in there.
Yeah.
Kelly Wood, I'm looking at you, who messaged me halfway through listening and went, "I've loved this episode that much. I've just ordered the book." And I'm like, "You mean you haven't entered the competition?" She's like, "Oh, I haven't got to the end yet. Was it at the end?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she must be like 10 minutes later going, "Oh yeah, I've just found it at the end."
Kelly.
Well, someone else can have it now. Someone more deserving is what she said. But
so the question that we asked you to be in with a chance to win Timmy's book, Extraordinary Magic, or Everyday Magic, I'm sorry, was, in what year did Diagon Alley open at Universal Studios Florida? And the answer was
2014.
everybody got it right, by the way. Well, we didn't actually get that many entries.
Well, that's better odds for the person who won.
Well, that is very
that's
true.
A good point.
That you enter the stuff, you win better odds when there's not that many people.
Agreed,
so.
yeah.
So, with that being said, the winner, who we chose at random before we started the recording, is
Chris Schaff. Yay!
I'm assuming your name's Schaff Chris because
Tis now.
you just put Chris, and I looked at your email address and it looked like C Schaff, so I'm taking that's your name.
Watch that not be his name. He hears the episode. He's like, nah, I wonder who that is. Who won the book?
I'll give him a week and then I'll email him if he doesn't.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris, drop us an email with your address, and as soon as Michelle gets back, she will get it sent out to you.
Yes, because she's got it held hostage at her house at the moment.
Yes.
Well, she's cruising with the mouse.
Cruising for a bruising.
Cruising for a bruising.
Oh, great minds, eh?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And now we will wrap up the show with a Universal Is. And this one comes from Bill Jensen. Now, if you want to be a part of this, all you have to do is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Bill says, Universal is fun for everyone. See you next time.
Guess that wraps things up for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.